This is part 2 of our amazing power drill design. So if you haven't checked out the first part of this tutorial series, go down below this video, check it out. And in this second part, we will finish our amazing design. And if you are interested in learning much more and much deeper about surface modeling, always feel free to check out first link in the description. You will find all of the information about my premium courses. And now let's start with this amazing tutorial. Let's start here to create this really cool grip by creating a spline curve. And first of all, again, follow the shape here. Once you have the shape, readjust the points, and we will just need a little piece here. So let me paint it. So we will really just need this little piece because once we have this piece, we can start to connect here. And once we have this battery pack here, we can connect that. So we really just need this little piece here. So it depends a lot on the case, but here it's fine. And let's add here also a cool curve and adjust the line a little bit. So here something very simple. And now just select those edges, extrude them, put those edges into building curves, and select those two edges, bridge them with Shift B and bring them to the other side. And now let's see the shape. Okay, here at the top, so just a little tip. When you have something with buttons, always create a little bit more of a flatter curve, because otherwise here the distance between the black and the blue will be too thick. So yeah, just a little kind of pro tip, because I did that already like 50 times or so. Make it much flatter. So we will do this right now. So press OK, select it, Shift S to add here this extra point, and drag this extra point just a little bit inward. So you see it's getting everything just a little bit flatter. Yeah, so something like that. But again, you have to adjust that and just trying that, and perfect. So maybe let me make this a little bit shorter here and even shorter. And let's do the same here. Select those edges, Shift B, bring them to the other side. And at the bottom, it can be honestly a little bit more rounder, because yeah, this at the bottom, you see it looks a little bit more round. So this is here fine for now. So select this edge, loft it, Shift, and we have something like that. And if this is too flat for you, you can give it some more rounding or add maybe one more edge. So maybe, okay, let's take this point and bring that a little bit outwards. And right click, Shift, loft. Perfect. Delete those extra curves. Surfaces, bring those curves into BC. And that looks amazing. So let's start and create that top piece. So where do we cut? Again, it's a lot of practice, but just a tip. So basically we have here already this highlight, right? So from here, you see it starts to curve till here. So that means we can cut it, create a cut here and get rid of this surface. And we can cut somewhere around here, because you see from here this curvature starts and here this curvature. So then we have this whole space open, and we can do just those tensions here. So you really have to, here play around. You see sometimes it's just not perfectly aligning, but okay, for now here it's fine. Otherwise I will get too deep into the details. And let's do the same here. So Shift B and here G1, and we will do something like that. So here for this tutorial, because otherwise it will just need a few addition. So here for now it's fine. It's not perfect, but yeah, you will see it will still work absolutely amazing. So select those two curves and drag them outwards, and take those two curves, bring them into BC. So now we have this hole, and basically we can try already patch it. So I think it should work. It works, but the thing is, so you see the shape looks absolutely not as it should, because I want that it goes here and then here to the surface. Okay, so maybe this is a little bit too crazy, but something like that. Because again, I want it here. So you see it's perfectly straight. So I mean, this is straight. So when you create the button here, you don't have like any crazy curvature ongoing. So that means we will go back and go to our front view and create a line again in the middle from here till here. And we will use it again to imprint. So Shift 1, imprint on this surface, and Shift 1 on this surface. So we will need again 2 extra edges. Select them, Shift B, and you see it's already much better. So yeah, bam, you see now we have, and maybe let me increase a little bit the tension. Oh yes, oof, look guys. And you see also, because the original one, you see this rounding is not too crazy here. So we also will have that here. Okay, so yeah, you see, so it's not this bump here anymore, because now, so we have something like that. I just adjusted the curve tiny little bit. So if we now patch everything, so select all of those edges except the curve, patch, and tap G1, and you see it's looks already much better, but shift click this curve and you see we just push this whole surface here inside, and look, it looks absolutely, yeah guys, look, it's so beautiful. I don't know, it's always. And again, a huge problem with plasticity, or maybe I'm just dumb or something, like why I get always extra surfaces when I patch something. It drives me really crazy. It's like all the time I have to go back and delete all of those extra sheets here. So especially this one. But yeah, anyway, so select those surfaces and look guys, isn't that beautiful? It's perfectly connected. I really love this. Cool. So let's bring back here our image. And before we go here into our battery at the bottom, let's do some detailing. So first of all, we have, yeah, this thing here. So create again a spline and just follow along somewhere here. And again, bring it here to the front. And let's adjust some of those points. Okay, here for now it's fine. Select this, cut into our surface, and use this curve and offset this a little bit, because you will see why. So let's make it a little bit bigger and select this face and bring it a little bit inwards. So I mean, offset this a little bit inwards. So something like that is fine. Right click and now take this offsetted curve, the inside one, and C, and cut into our surface and delete this extra surface here. So let me delete that and put both curves into cutting curves. And you see this is beautiful. And now, yeah, we can do a lot of stuff. We can loft that with G1 if you like it, or with G0 and do some manual filleting. But I think G1 here, it's fine. Select all the surfaces, J, and let's continue maybe with this hole for the button. Again, spline curve, go from, yeah, I don't know, like from somewhere here, follow the shape. So something like that. Yeah, it's not important for me here. So it's like, it's not perfect what I'm doing here, but yeah. So select that, delete, cut it, and delete the surface. And put this cut curve, because look guys, if we did something wrong, bam, we have everything and we can always come back and reuse and all that kind of stuff. So that's why this, yeah, project management system, as I call it, is amazing. And now select this curve, we have to close it, Shift D, go to the left view and press G, bring it here with control click to the middle edge and scale that with S along the Y axis to 0, press OK. And it's not working. Okay, sometimes it's not working. Then just bring that outwards here and select this curve again, Shift D, and select both curves and just loft them, and you see it's working. And delete those curves here, go to the left view, create a line in the middle, and C, cut the surface so we can delete this piece. And you see it looks absolutely beautiful. No problems at all. And yeah, and oh, perfect, guys, look. Oh, that's amazing that it's not working. So we can't loft it, as you see. We just can't. And just God knows why we can't loft it, because it looks smooth. But this is perfect for us, so I can show you this amazing pipe technique again. It's exactly for this case, you have to know it. So select this edge, Shift D, rebuild it, go to points, make a lot of points, like 100, and select that edge or curve, press P, and add the pipe. And look, all of this pipe is exactly everywhere the same size, and you will see the fillet will just look 1,000,000 absolute % perfect, you know? So this is fine. And delete this curve in the middle, and face mode, select both of those endpoints of the pipe and just bring them a little bit outwards. Amazing. So select object mode, select the surface, and shift click our pipe and Q boolean that, press OK, and you see, guys, look, that's already beautiful, because most of the time, so if we could fillet that, we would get really weird fillets with different sizes and stuff. But now look, we can just loft that, right click, and voila, guys, press 4, join everything. Look, guys, it took 5 seconds and it looks absolutely perfect. Oh, it's so much fun. I really, really enjoyed. Yeah, and let's do, yeah, okay, so this very basic detail here. So we could do the beginner's way. We could just do that here and imprint and create the pipe. But yeah, like my passion is surface modeling and I want to teach you that. So let's do it the surface modeling way. So again, let's create here this spline, and okay, we can't really see where it's like going. So let's just create like that. Press G and bring this a little bit outwards. And again, let's just adjust a little bit the points here because it's a little bit out of control. But yeah, it's not really important here, the shape right now. So this is fine. And now just offset that a little bit as you want and select both curves, press C, and let's cut our surface. Put both curves, yes, you know it already, into CC, and this sheet, don't delete it, put it in sheets, and we have a hole. So now what we can do is we can go to those endpoints and with Shift A, just connect them, and Shift S just to subdivide this curve, and do the same here at this end and connect those points, Shift S for this extra point, and now take this point and drag that a little bit inwards in the front view. You see, so yeah, now you could do so many different things, but take this point and again give it a nice rounding in the front view. And now, guys, if you just select all of those edges, you loft them, and if you shift click and tap for G0, you see you have a beautiful detail here. And look, here it's even flat, here it's yeah, you could, I don't know, like you could do 1,000,000 different things, but let me show you. If you don't want it here to be flat, very simple, go to front view, create a new line, Shift A. Again, we need some extra edges, so Shift 1, imprint that, Shift 1, imprint that, so you get those two extra lines, bridge them, Shift B, G0, G0, Shift S to create an extra curve point, take this point, and with G, just bring that a little bit inwards. Again, as you like it, so yeah, maybe something like that is fine. And now we can do it again, but this time just step by step, loft it, add this curve and this curve, G0, okay. And let's do the same here, loft them, shift, let's delete the curve, and again, loft those edges, shift, and shift, tap, tap, G0, and voila guys, it's beautiful. So yeah, you could add one more here, but yeah, for me it's absolutely fine here. Press form and join all of those surfaces, and look guys, isn't that beautiful? And look, if we bring that to the other side, look guys, it's just so much fun. And you know, that's why I'm teaching you surface modeling, because you can't, it's impossible to do this kind of super organic shape with some beginner Boolean stuff, what like literally everyone else on the internet is showing you, you know? So yeah, I don't know. I think this is so much more fun. It's much more complex. It needs much more practice, but you learn so much more. You learn discipline, you learn problem solving, because this is not just plasticity thing, or you will get good at plasticity. Like literally, since I started with plasticity and my business, my whole life is changing. I'm much more disciplined. I can push through when I encounter problems in my life. I'm not panicking. I see everything like surface modeling. It's the same as I was creating here. The first 2 times, man, it's just pure pain to create and find out how to create that. And also the power drills from the new course, like that's like 1,000 times more painful than was that, you know? And it's just amazing to push through, because it's the same in life then. And you know, when you're just working, so I don't want to show like models from other people which are not good, but if you just look Instagram or ArtStation, you know, everything looks the same. Everything looks so basic. Everything, there is no mastery inside. Like those people, I don't know, it's not everyone, but they don't put the time and effort and practice. And I don't know, I mean, if it's just a hobby, that's fine, you know, but I don't know, like it's so much more skill and knowledge that you learn in life if you try to do like advanced stuff and try to master them and push through and all that kind of stuff. But okay, anyway, so yeah, again, some advice here from Nikita. Okay, so basically that's it. So yeah, the buttons here, that's like, I'm not interested in them. Let's select that, Control D, delete redundant topology, and let's continue with our battery here. And again, I will show you some amazing stuff, and the whole connection, it's just so much fun. So let's do that. All right, so let's create here our battery, or this bottom thing. And yeah, for tutorial's sake, I will keep it a little bit simpler, because yeah, we have a lot of stuff ongoing which needs a ton of adjustments. But I will show you how we can create, yeah, really fast, a very, very beautiful result. So again, we want to have a look on this battery, and basically we have to break it down again into its main shape. So here we have the circle. So yes, I know it's straight, but that you just see it a little bit better. And then basically, yeah, we have here this line, and here this connection, and also here this outer shape, and obviously the bottom, which goes back into our cylinder. And all of those stuff here, again, those are secondary and tertiary or third details. I don't know what it's called. But yeah, we want to start with the main form. And also here, this part at the top, it's also part of the bottom, but this will be our patch with our grip on the top. So let's start here, very simple, with creating a spline curve. And yeah, just follow here this shape around. And again, just adjust a little bit the points of that spline curve. Yeah, I subdivided it to add to some points, to have it a little bit more straight, a little bit smoother. Yeah, but yeah, something like that is absolutely fine. Here, the same as we did at the top. Here we will add a 2-point circle, and from this point to this point, press V. So we get something like that. this is fine. Cool. Now we can create basically this. So here again, because we have a volume, we have to create here some curves which goes outwards, from which we can create then basically this form. So let's very simple to create a spline curve and just follow the points till here. I found this is a good point because then we have here this other surface, and yeah, we're following here this main shape. So this will work beautiful. And now we can also, before we do that, so first of all, let's cut the circle in half again. So let's take this line, make this a little bit bigger. Select the circle, press C, Shift C, cut curve, and delete this other half. So this is exactly what we need. And now, so now it's just flat. We don't have any, volume basically. So let's fix that by selecting this curve and extrude that a little bit and hide this curve for now. And just take those edges here, because those are the endpoints, right? Because we created the curve. And if we Shift B or bridge edge and change the sides, you see we are getting with tangency here our main shape. And now it's again, we have to try and see what works. So press D and just bring this maybe a little bit outwards. And yes, but for now it's fine. So let me also think, Shift S. I want this extra point in the middle, and I want it again a little bit more flat. I don't want it, too crazy round. So I guess maybe something like that. And maybe we can just press 1 and just extrude all of those points a tiny bit more outwards. But it's again, we have to try and see and guess what works and what doesn't. So let's do the same here at the bottom. Again and here I will use a control point curve, Shift F, and let's drag that here and create 3 extra points for this curve and adjust it a little bit. Something like that should work pretty fine. Now Shift A, let's close this gap here. So I don't know, maybe you can see already where we are going. Now we have to do the same here at the bottom with this line. So again, E for extrude, drag that out, hide this curve, and let's use those 2 edges and Shift B, bridge edges. And you see, we are establishing basically this form here for those pros here who's watching. The thing is, so we want to use those edges for the tangency, but we are losing this shape here, right? So now it's just straight going from one point to another. And there's like a really, really cool trick so that we can use. We can use, okay, so wait, let me delete. So let's again Shift B, bridge that, and first adjust it as we want it. So maybe make it a little bit flatter. So I press D, bring it a little bit outwards, and Shift S. And now I will just adjust here those points. And again, we have to guess a little bit, but maybe something like that. But okay, this is fine. And now we can use basically, I don't know how it's called, but kind of create the 3-dimensional curves out of 2 surfaces, I would say. So we can just let those intersect here. So maybe there is a command which can do this in Plasticity. I didn't found it, but we have that in SolidWorks and stuff. I saw it from other people. But we can do the manual way. So let's take this curve and press E and tap and just here extrude the surface and hide this curve. And also take this edge and extrude that as well. And here you see where they are intersecting. We have the exact curve that we want, that we need. So to get this curve, because right now we don't have here any curves, right? just go object mode and select this surface, shift this and shift 1 or imprint. Voila. Okay. 2. Select this edge, shift D, and let's hide our sheets here. And voila. We have our 3-dimensional curves, which is following this shape and also the shape from the top. And yeah, I don't know. It's just fun. And yes, so now, there are 1 million ways how we can connect everything and the different difficulties levels. But let's just use, for simplicity, patch. And yeah, it will just blow your mind. So first of all the straight edges, which are here at the middle, we have to extrude because, again, we need tangency. So let's hide those curves or bring them into BC. And let's try to patch that. So select with Shift everything and see what happens. And guys, like, how is this possible? Like, how, look, if you press tab, okay, so we have encountered a little problem. I don't know why it worked before. So usually when we want to patch it, we get this, and here we can give G1, and usually here we should be able to give also G1, so it's continuous on this edge here. I don't know, maybe it's working for you, because it worked for me before, but nevertheless, we can still continue this way and do some adjustments. So let's press OK. And yeah, guys, look, like even that, it's a little bit round and wonky, but this is not the problem because we will anyway create some manual cuts here. But look, this patch is completely crazy. So let's select all of those curves, bring them into BC, and again, we have some extra sheets. So let's also delete those faces here. And now let's bring it to the other side. So symmetry it over. Because you see, that's why we need always, why I'm extruding always a little bit of an extra face, because look, here it's 100% perfectly smooth, and where we got G0, you see we get something like that. So to fix that, very simple, so leave it as is and go to the left view and create a corner rectangle, go to the middle, press C and just, yeah, make here some distance, and we will use this rectangle to cut those surfaces. So let's cut first the first one, and again select the rectangle and cut the second surface and delete all of those little pieces. And here we have some extra pieces, so let's press 4, select all those, press J, and here now we can loft that back together. It's not the best way, definitely not, but it will work here for the tutorial's sake. So again, bridge edge, Shift B, and yeah, just create here a G1 or G2 curve. And the same here, select those two edges, Shift B, and bridge that. Perfect. So once we have bridged that, we can loft back again our edges with G2 and Shift click those edges at the top and bottom. And voila, if we go back, we have a much better surface, but not to go too crazy. It's, yeah, no, it's not perfect, but for now here it's absolutely fine. So now again, let's join everything together and go to the left view and take this curve here and cut everything in half again so we can continue to work with it. And let's delete the backside. Perfect. So you see, we have a pretty cool, nice looking surface. So before we start to get in all of those little details, I want to connect here this bottom with the grip, because yeah, then everything is just much more organized and connected. So here we have to play again with the cut. So Shift A, and let's see where we can create some cuts. So maybe here, because here the rounding starts and we can perfectly transition it into this edge. So press C and cut this edge, press OK. And we can delete this little surface here and this curve. So now let's try connect everything smoothly. So select those two edges and with Shift B, let's bridge them. And here the second one, we need G1, that's fine. And here G2. So yeah, we have a nice connection, and let's try this piece here. So again, those edges, Shift B for bridge. And the second one again should be G1, and let's decrease a little bit the tension. And yeah, it's not 100% perfect, but yeah, you know it already. It needs just adjustments and all that stuff. So again, select the curves, E, extrude them, to the inside and hide those curves. And let's see if we can create a patch already. So let's patch that and patch it. And yeah, that looks good. So let's see if we can give some G1s and G2s and stuff. So here definitely where we have the connection. So here it looks like we have a loft. So I mean here it looks like, that we have here a continuity. So we could add here G1, but in this case it will not really work out. We will get those crazy bumps because here this surface, it will follow here the shape of the surface. So this will be absolutely fine for us. And let's try here to give G2. It will just look a little bit smoother. That looks perfect. So press OK. And yeah, guys, that looks absolutely fine. And again, we got this extra sheets here. It doesn't make sense at all. So let's delete them and delete those surfaces. And and I don't understand, how is this possible? Look, it's perfect. And here we can give them in a second, again, create some manual lofts with a pipe. And you will see it will look really good because here you see it is kind of already tangent. So here the loft will be very smooth and it will perfectly transition into a fillet here at the front. So basically exactly the same as we have here. So look here, we don't have any fillet. So it's kind of smoothly transition into the surface. So exactly what we have almost here. And then at the end, you see it gets sharper and sharper and we have kind of a fillet. So basically, let's see if we can do this now already. Yeah, basically, let's do it now. So let's select this edge, Shift D, duplicate it, rebuild it with a lot of points and press P. And now we can give it a nice pipe. So something like that is fine for me. Press OK, delete the curve in the middle and select face mode and select those caps and extrude them a little bit inwards. Beautiful. And select this object and our pipe, press Q to boolean that out. And voila, this looks great. And now we can basically just loft that. So maybe it will work, maybe not. So let's loft. And yeah, that looks already beautiful. So just select all of those lines, edge, select those edges, loft as, press 4. Let's join it and have a look. And guys, look, it's exactly, doing what we want. Here we have some fillets and here at the end we have a very beautiful smooth transition. And guys, it's just very fun. Yeah, it's not exactly the shape, but yeah, for the time, what we are doing here, it's pretty amazing. Yeah. So, let's do something really fun. So I want to show you something. It's not here, exactly what we have in the sketch, but I just want to show you some cool things, what you can do also again with surface modeling techniques. So let's first of all follow here our shape. And again, bring this line here to the front. And adjust some points. Yeah, it's not adding up here perfectly, but that's fine for me here. So that looks very beautiful. Exactly something like that. And let's just create a second one. And yeah, this one we can basically snap almost to the end. And again, very roughly follow this cool looking stripe shape here. Let's bring it to the front and let's make some adjustments. You can add some more points if you wish to, but I like to work with as few points as humanly possible. Beautiful. So let's select both, press C, and yeah, we can't cut into our surface. So let's try one by one. Again, it's not really working. So this one is working fine. So let's put this into CC. And why is this not working? Press C and cut, not working. So let's go point mode, select those last point, press F and search for extend curve and extend it a little bit. So let's try again, press C, and yeah, now it's working and that looks fine. Take this curve, put it into cutting curves group and not delete, put the sheets into sheets. Amazing. Beautiful. So now, yeah, you have 1 million possibilities what you could do. But what I want to show you is, let's connect those endpoints. And let me see. Yeah, maybe just to keep it a little bit shorter, create one more edge here and connect this end. And now let's select all. So first of all, we have to imprint this curve. So Shift 1 imprint here and Shift 1 imprint this surface, delete this curve. And here also again, Shift B, G0, and select all of those 3 curves and Shift S to subdivide. And now let's give this one a curvature outside. So yeah, it's a little bit bigger, but I just want to show it to you. Then this one inside. That will be really cool. And this one also again outside. So just bring that outwards. And now we can do some fun stuff. So let's loft those edges and add those guiding lines and tap. And it's not working and it's not working, but it should work. So let's see what we have. So here looks fine. And okay, so here you see this curve is not at the very end. So let's bring this curve. So let's delete this point here and bring this point towards this last edge here. And the same here, Control and snap it. And let's subdivide it again, Shift S. And bring this point again outwards and try it again. So loft those edges and Shift, add those guiding lines, tap for G0. And guys, look what we have. So wait, before you see it incomplete, let's do the other side. So loft those edges here. Yeah, that looks a bit crazy, but that's fine. So add this guiding line and this. And tap, make everything G0. And also again, you see it's not working out because we have an extra edge here. So let's fix that first. So Shift B. And guys, here you see, so maybe, I don't know. I mean, if you're still watching, then you really are eager to learn and you're a problem solver. But I don't know if you're thinking, why it's not working, all that stuff. Because guys, you always encounter problems. This is normal, you know, so it's especially here in such surface modeling case, it's always something, it's not working. And then you just have to go and try to solve that, you know. So let's go here, G0, go to the front view and Shift S and select that point and give it a little bit of a smaller rounding. Maybe that's too strong already. So something like that. And let's do one by one. It will not be perfect here, but that's fine. So loft, Shift and Shift. So loft, Shift this guiding line and this edge, tap, give it here G1. And that looks good. And let's do the last piece. So loft those here and something like that. And now press 4 and join everything. And guys, look, I don't know. It's just having fun playing around, but here it's going outside and then it's going inside. And then later when you add some cuts and fillets and have the solid body, you will see it will just give a cool, nice little intricate detail, right? All right, so let's continue. We have some stuff to do. Yeah, let's select this and Control D for delete redundant topology. And now let's create this really cool cut here. So again, a very simple process. Create a spline and just cut along. So we have something like that, and just follow the shape and Shift A and just go here outwards. Basically, we want just to cut this surface. Why? Because here this interesting detail is only happening here at the surface, because here we have this special, I don't know, like special surface. So it will not affect this one, but only this one. So we also want only to cut the surface. So let's join that and bring that here to the front and unjoin this face. So selected Alt J to unjoin, because now we can take the curve and just cut it. And now just press 4 and join everything back together. We still have here the edge. And okay, we shouldn't do it, but yeah, select this curve here and put it into CC. Select this face and basically we can delete it. I see we have here also this extra edge. So before we do that, let's take this curve and also unjoin this surface and cut with this curve this surface as well. And now let's delete this surface and this face here. And now join everything together. Perfect. So we have this, interesting hole happening here. And now again, we will just create some curves to, create this kind of shape. So select those two edges here and Shift B and go with G1. And here, press OK. And here we have to bring this point a little bit inwards. You see? So we have this curvature, and again, it's like not adjusted here right now, but this will work fine. And also we need one more, kind of in the middle. So the more you do, the better. But here for the tutorial, again, one will be fine. Shift 1 or imprint. And now again, select those two edges, Shift B. And we don't need here any continuity. So let's do something like that. Right click. 1 point mode and Shift S subdivided a few times. So we just can basically take this point here and adjust that a little bit. And maybe this one in the middle also just a bit, but it's very rough here. So again, we need here tangencies. So extrude that like always. And let's loft those edges here. So we want all around this nice curvature that we have here at those edges. So we want first select those edges and loft them, and then just add the boundary edge. So Shift and bottom, Shift, and obviously G0 and G0. And here we have G1. And guys, look, isn't that beautiful? I think it's very beautiful. Perfect. So delete the curve and select everything, join it. And here again, so let's loft those first and shift those all edges, tap, and let's give it here G1 and here. Let's try G2 maybe even. So press right click. Guys, look, this is, man, I don't know. I did that already so millions of times, but it's still just beautiful. I don't know. Guys, it's still just surfaces. We don't have even fillets. Oh, cool. Guys, look, in just, I don't know, like 1, 2 hours or 3 hours or something. It's amazing. So Control D, delete redundant topology. And let's close basically everything. Oh man, this is so good. So select that, Alt X, bring it to the other side and merge halves together. Sometimes works, sometimes not. Okay, it doesn't work. Not a problem. So select it this way and Alt X, just bring it to the other side, press OK and join that. Beautiful, it works fine. And now Alt click, let's close this hole. Beautiful. And let's close this hole. Let's see if that will work out. Yes, beautiful. And let's see if we can do the same with the bottom. Don't forget those little pieces here, and it works, guys. It's beautiful. Yeah, guys, look, we have a solid. We are not done. And oh, guys, look, this is so organic. I really like this design. I mean, it's really just a super concept because, yeah, I don't know, like drills that usually don't look like that. Yeah, drills usually look something like that, but yeah, this is even cooler. But let's see maybe what else we can do. So just a few little details. So yeah, I know it looks at the bottom a bit different, but yeah, and also I'm not showing you how to do, yeah, those knobs here. I think, yeah, this is just like literally 2 minutes. But what I want to show it to you, so when you have something like this additional, yeah, metal piece, and you have something like that, but you see, so if we go here into this, you see here we have on both sides some fillets because, yeah, it just looks more natural, more realistic, and yeah, then you also have separate materials that you can then render. So for that, we have our beautiful cutting curves. Because now, after we have a solid, you can just select the same curve that we've created for cutting this surface and just cut this whole body. And the second one as well, cut this whole body and select those curves, hide them, or just hide this whole group. And guys, look how easy now we can give now some fillets. So select this piece and press Shift H to solo it. And let's first try with a standard fillet. And yeah, that works pretty fine here, honestly. So let's give it like a 3 or something. So Alt H to bring that back again. Guys, look. And because let's continue with the other ones, because sometimes it can bring us some issues. So Alt click. Let's add here also a 3. And yeah, that's fine. Maybe it's a bit too big, but okay, it's did that already. So let's do this one here as well. Maybe a bit smaller, and looks like a patty or something. So yeah, something like that. I would do it with pipe, but for here, for now, look, that looks already much better. I just overdid it a little bit, but yeah, so let's bring those curves here, just cutting curves and just building curves. So yeah, guys, if you want to push the limits in plasticity even further, then definitely check out my new industrial product design course. First link in the description. And I have 3 different bundles here. So best course there is on the whole, yeah, not just internet, on the world, like 100%. And I hope you will practice and implement that knowledge, and see you in one of my next tutorials, or hopefully in the course. See you. Bye.